Now, 26 million of us have downloaded the app, but a fifth have now deleted it, and a third of 18 to 24-year-olds have got rid of it. Unions are warning the country could grind to a halt with so many workers being sent home.
And there are even reports of people being pinged through their walls when they're sat at home, when a neighbour potentially has contracted COVID. Absolutely extraordinary, that literally, at the front page of the Telegraph today, they're saying neighbours pinged through walls by an app, including one case of a man, Jason Delaney, who owns a bar, who says that his neighbour got it. He had to isolate at home for 10 days and lost £4,000 in takings.
Grief. I mean, this is, we know Sajid Javid a few weeks ago sort of promised that he was going to maybe look at the sensitivity of the app, wasn't he? Because, these numbers are staggering. I mean, 520,000 people being told to isolate is a staggering amount of the workforce, isn't it? And we can't, as the economy tries to recover and businesses try to get back on track ahead of Freedom Day, having such staggering reductions in workforce must be incredibly frustrating.
Yeah, and that's in the past week, which means, according to The Sun this morning, there are some 2 million of us, 2 million across the country, who are at this moment in time meant to be, or at least are, stuck indoors self-isolating because they've got pinged. It's having an awful big impact on people's businesses, whether it is on bars and restaurants. We know some of them have had to close down simply because they do not have the staff. We know the Nissan factory in the northeast is struggling. 900, I think, of their staff have been pinged in recent weeks. And in addition to that, even things like Bridgerton on Netflix have had to halt production because a team there tested positive, and that means that that, along with Mission Impossible and I think a few other big films being filmed at the moment, have essentially come to a halt because people are getting pings.
It's so disruptive, isn't it? And this is a shame because obviously the concept of test and trace is essential to us keeping cases under control and keeping us safe. But, that's quite worrying how many young people especially are just deleting the app because it's becoming so inconvenient and disruptive. And it's sort of a huge part of this is because there's just no provision for people who need to, that there's not much government support in terms of having to isolate. So if you're on a 0 hours contract or, your lifestyle, or your employment or your lifestyle doesn't, allow you to isolate, this isn't, you just kind of don't want to know, do you?
Well, no, true, and yet you're right, and lots of people, I'm sure, are ignoring these pings, but at the same time, I mean, if you've been double jabbed, really, do you really need to self-isolate? I mean, we know the government thinks it's a bit silly because they're going to change the rules on this in August. So if you're going to change the rules on this in August because you know it's a bit silly, why are you not doing it sooner? And again, it's not as if we're the outlier in this. It's what happens in the United States, what happens in many parts of Europe. The Adam Smith Institute this morning, their director saying that many people are now deleting the app, as you say, because it is too sensitive, and around a third of people will face financial hardship if they are forced to isolate. There's a very real risk of essentially this having a really major impact on the economy. Ian Duncan-Smith, the former Conservative leader, saying the government needs to rethink its strategy on this now.
Yeah.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.